Distance nerding.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Young Phil of Distance Nerding. And I gotta apologize, everybody. We're starting a little bit late here, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I gotta introduce everybody here. You know him, you love him, the squirreliest secret squirrel of the Secret Squirrels crew. It's your favorite squirrel, Agent AA.
Maximus Decimus Meridius here, commander of the armies of the North and general of the Felix Legions.
And then, of course, the best guest that we have coming in on a regular basis, the
special guest,
the specialist of the special guests.
Gotcha. All right,
bringing in here Phoenix. Here we go.
What up, Phoenix? What up? What up?
Hey! And then, guys, we got another special guest, first time joiner, long time streamer,
first time caller, long time listener.
I was trying to say, like, how do I put that into like streaming?
Yeah,
guys, it's our boy Squints. How you doing, Squints?
Welcome. We're gonna shove anybody else on this screen?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have one more guest, but he's kind of having technical difficulties, so he will be here shortly. But
he's not a millennial.
No, he's not a millennial. We are going to when he gets on the stream, I'm going to give him a proper introduction. But I'm going to keep that slightly. I mean, he's in the introduction. Vader's here, and Darth Vader, the actual Darth Vader, will be on the show here momentarily. So, that being said.
If I look like I'm reading something, I'm actually I'm troubleshooting right now. But yeah.
Oh, you're helping him on the back end?
Yeah, he's having some computer issues right now. I'm trying to walk him through it, but yeah, he'll be on here in a moment. I figured, okay, it's starting to get a little bit late, so we want to definitely get the stream started for everybody here.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I'm gonna start off with a awesome gift that I got from Tyler Yancey.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I like that.
This is my new regular drink cup that I'm going to be using every episode now.
Yeah,
which I have affectionately named Emmett.
Is that vodka in there?
Not yet, but now the drink of drinks today. We are sponsored by The Rock and Zoa.
Sponsored, not sponsored.
Sponsored, not sponsored by Zoa. So that's what we're going to be drinking here today. So I'm going to be pouring a little bit of Zoa into the top of Emmett's head.
Would that be good with vodka?
I think it would. I think it would be good in vodka. I think it would be good with Terame, which is The Rock's.
If anybody starts singing the Lego song, as Diana just posted up in the chat, please don't.
Everything is awesome.
I knew it. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Everything is awesome.
I got to admit though, I the second one was kind of bad. I absolutely loved the first Lego movie. It was so good. And Lego Batman, like they nail all of the pop culture references for all genre movies, comic books of Batman. It's so good.
I'm Batman.
All right, so let's get this whole thing started here.
Let's get it started. We can't play that, can we? We'll get shut off.
Yeah,
we talked about that earlier.
Now, guys, just as we've been talking about it here, right there, we're doing Vader. Yes, Jackie, we are doing a bracket. The bracket that we're doing today is Star Wars versus Marvel.
James made a good point here. Shout out to Zoa. They might be a prize pack from the Distance Nerding, courtesy of Zoa Energy. Now, if it was any other company, we would probably get sued. But The Rock really seems like the kind of guy that helps people. So, if he saw us, if he just happened to say, "Hey, man, there's this really small podcast that is promoting your drink, dude. If we can get him, he'd be on board. He'd like, you know what? I like what you guys are doing. Let me financially back you."
Rock, come call our people. Our people will call your people, and you can build Legos with us.
Yes, I don't have people, but that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You would die if we got sponsored by them.
Dude, if The Rock just showed up at your house.
Oh my God.
Just a truck full of Zoa, I got your guys' back.
Well, a truck full of Zoa, but also I'm meeting Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And I know. He has family out here, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
All right, so we just got to keep plugging his energy drink.
Exactly.
In hopes of, one, not getting sued, and two, getting financially back.
That.
Oh, it's a blue one. They're usually orange.
They're usually orange, yeah. Kind of cool. All right, let's start getting this together. So it's 5 bags.
And you'll blow through it in 20 minutes. It's ridiculous, dude. Your Lego building skills have grown tremendously.
I know. Slow down there, champ.
Yeah. I will tell you though. So I started this thing. So how was everybody's weekend, first of all?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squints, where are you calling in from? Calling in? You're not really calling.
From Denver.
You gotta the people gotta know that.
Yeah.
Denver.
I was just showing them I'm working on a whole lot of Loki here.
Nice. I started this thing for the month of August where so I have an hour and 30 minutes. Every 2 hours, my alarm goes off and I got to do 25 push-ups.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. So I get up at 5:30. So I set the first one for 8 o'clock and it goes all the way to 8 o'clock. Every 2 hours. So I'm at my shop and I've actually gotten 2 or 3 of my technicians to do it with me because it started August 1st. So it started yesterday. And then I'm at work and I was talking to one of my technicians. My alarm went off. I'm like, oh, hey, hang on. And I started and I did 25 push-ups in the shop and they're like, the hell are you doing, man? I'm like, I started this thing. And it wasn't just about working out. It's a whole list of things of just trying to change your mindset and how to attack life and approach different subjects and scenarios that come up. Right. So I'm like, yeah, man, it's just every 2 hours, Mom. And they're like, all right, so the next 2 hours, come out and tell us that it's time. And I got 3 of my technicians, we're in the shop every 2 hours doing 25 push-ups.
Nice.
Yeah.
James says you gotta fit into those medium-sized, sexy distance learning shirts.
I do. And the new one that I got actually fits beautifully. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so speaking of those shirts, I actually sent out Diana's shirt today.
Oh, did she message you?
Oh, did she message me?
Yeah. Did she message you to get some shirts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my niece was out here. She's like, is there a store I can go to? I'm like, what? No, there's not a store. There's no. She's like, well, Mom wants to know how. I'm like, oh, just so I text her. I'm like, you just go to the Instagram page or Facebook page, message them, tell them what you want, and they'll tell you where to send it to.
How's it going, Dr. DD214?
Dr. DD2. Wait, what is that?
That's his screen name.
DD2. No, I know, but what is that referencing?
A DD214. That's getting at. You have a DD214.
I do.
When you got out of the Air Force, you
dude, God damn, I was like, wait a minute. I'm thinking, dude, that sounds like the name of a droid. I'm thinking Star Wars. I'm like, I don't know that droid. What droid is that?
I was like, you have a DD2. Dude, were you not in the Air Force? What happened?
Quince, what are you drinking over there?
Just a Gatorade Citrus Swish.
Nice.
AKA Haterade. It has all kinds of alcohol in it.
I got my sparkling ice, black raspberry.
Nice.
I have to do something because I don't drink soda. And drinking water all day sucks.
Oh, I've been
cut out soda.
I've been trying really hard to cut out. That's why I'm drinking water.
Soda, I will tell you, is probably one of the hardest things that I cut out. And after I cut it out for a long time, I just kind of went back to, I'm like, all right, so I eat pretty healthy during the week. And then because I love food too much, I eat like an unsupervised pot smoking teenager on the weekends, minus like the pot smoking. So I'm like, all right, life is about balance. So I figured, all right, if I have a couple sodas on the weekends, that usually staves off like the craving. And then during the week, it's just a lot of water and 1 or 2 sparkling ices drizzled in there throughout the week. And that makes me not want to have soda.
I drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah, dude, you got to though. You know what I mean?
Got to stay hydrated, stay alive.
Yeah, we're not spring chickens anymore. All right.
Absolutely not.
I've even said that like soda should be treated like a almost like you're eating cake, right? Like you wouldn't eat cake every day.
No.
If I could, I would.
I mean, yeah. Are we doing a bracket? I have been a little MIA out of our back end chat, or even online because I was so busy the past couple of weeks that I haven't had time to really do anything. So what is the bracket today?
The bracket is Star Wars versus Marvel. If you guys want to get started while we wait for him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be really torn on this.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars. What's that?
As a lot of us are.
I mean, Star Wars, timeless, right? When I got my new laptop, I'm like, okay, what theme am I going to go with? Do I go with Marvel stickers or do I go? It was a good 2 months of me figuring out what decals I wanted to put on my laptop because I got to stick with it. And it was I had to go with Marvel. I ended up going Marvel. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I kind of need Star Wars. So Star Wars is on the new car.
I was gonna say I'm wearing the Star Wars shirt. I've got Star Wars behind me. Yeah. I work for a Star Wars store, so my boss might fire me after this show.
My license plate frame says my other ride blew up Alderaan, and then I have the Imperial, the Galactic Empire decal right next to it.
You know what makes that 10 times better is you've seen the one on the back of my car, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
My other ride is a unicorn.
Yeah,
and it's Deadpool.
Oh yeah, Diana, totally. This bracket is going to bring tears and anxiety.
I know. Yeah, that's why I did it.
It already is for me. Like I'm already like I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
We like to make it hard in this show, so
God, man.
Actually,
and then your first what makes it even harder is like when you come out with like the heavy hitters like right out of the gate, like Yoda, Captain America, go, and you're like, what, dude? I can't ease into that stuff, man. You got to give me like some smaller characters.
I figure.
Do you not have any lube? What is this,
God, man?
I figure we work on one side, which is Star Wars, and then we work on the other side, which is Marvel.
Okay.
And see how it goes. Yeah.
Now, are these characters or movies?
So it's characters, but it's like, there's Star Wars on one side, Marvel on the other. So which one's going to win?
Yep. Okay. And then at some point, the last two are going to face off against each other.
Yep.
Thus, in the archives, it will be written which character is better from Star Wars and or Marvel.
I mean, pick your champion, right?
I'm going. I want it to be in the final two. I want it to be Obi-Wan and Cap. I really do. Like, I want that to happen, and then I won't be mad on whoever wins. But if we get Padme up against
if Padme gets past
Black
the first
Widow,
round, I'm gonna be pissed.
Let's see.
Not again.
Oh, it's happening. It's
Padme
happening.
even here?
She better be.
Padme is here.
Padme's going the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta turn the music down. Because I have to make this introduction right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the infallible C. Andrew Nelson.
Greetings from the dark side. Thank you. Please. Sorry, it took me a while to join you. I had to circle the block with my TIE fighter before I could find parking. So.
Legally, that's about as much of the Imperial March that I can play. So we're going to stop at that.
There you go.
And now with a TIE fighter, can't you just blast a couple cars out of the way? I mean, there's a law against that, right? You can just do that.
Yeah, I can do that, but I'm a nice guy. For a deadly Sith Lord, I'm a nice guy.
Doesn't Lord Vader himself have a parking spot in the front, right?
You know, you'd
Better.
think I'd have my own space, but no.
I mean, horsepower, you could just lift the car.
It was given to
Oh,
Grogu.
right.
So what can I say? Cuteness wins out.
Oh no!
Yeah, because if it was anybody else, if it was like a stormtrooper on his first day, didn't know where to park, didn't see the sign, that's all.
Well, he
bad.
wouldn't even be able to park near the curb; he'd miss it. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he would force choke him out of his parking spot.
And then
Right,
we're waiting to see if your grandson did him in, right? We're waiting to see.
Yes. How are we doing?
Good.
Man, it was good.
What did I miss?
Man?
You haven't missed much.
Yeah. So basically, we just started talking about how we're going to be doing a Star Wars versus Marvel bracket show here, and then I'm also starting to build a Lego bust of your head.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Make sure you get my good side. You know.
Yeah.
Now
The dark side.
there's probably Mr. Nelson. I'll be very professional there. There's going to be a lot of people in the chats that probably don't know your backstory.
Oh, okay.
And there are the Star Wars aficionados like ourselves that do recognize who you are, but give us a little bit of your backstory.
Sure. I'm C. Andrew Nelson. I'm an actor, visual effects artist, animator, voiceover performer, and genuine Dark Lord of the Sith. I spent 12 years playing Darth Vader for Lucasfilm and the Lucas companies on film, for television, for commercials, print ads, video games, magazine covers, toy packaging, everywhere the character was needed, live appearances, you name it.
Oh,
But as I mentioned, I'm also a visual effects artist and animator. I spent 6 years at LucasArts, the game company, designing and creating games there. And then I transferred over to Industrial Light and Magic. I worked on the effects for the Star Wars prequels, Galaxy Quest, and Jurassic Park 3, and Perfect Storm, and The Time Machine, and a whole bunch of other movies. And then after that, I moved on.
Galaxy Quest?
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Galaxy Quest?
Well, I've got the poster right up there.
Yes!
Never give up, never surrender.
I love that movie.
I was
love
really
that movie too. I had
surprised.
so much fun working on that.
Oh,
I was
such a
really
fun movie.
I was really surprised finding out how many Star Wars people did Galaxy Quest.
Oh,
Almost
yeah.
like laughing at yourself.
I had no idea.
It's a great film, and we had so much fun at ILM working on it. We really did. In fact, I don't think you can find anybody that worked on that film that didn't have a good experience. You know, whether it was in pre-production, production, or post-production, everybody just loved working on it. So
it saddens me whenever I watch that movie how under the radar it went, because it is it's so smart. The writing it's fantastic.
Yeah, it actually did not become a hit until it was released on home video.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, and that's really even when I first
Star Trek movie.
And they didn't actually. I think DreamWorks, which released it, even they didn't know exactly what to do with it when they were releasing it. Because they actually released it on Christmas Day in '99, and so, which is an odd day to release something like that. It just because you think it gets buried under all the holiday season and everything,
right.
And it did. But I actually saw it in the theater on Christmas Day. So.
Now, because of your affiliation with Star Wars, and our bracket today is, Star Wars versus Marvel. Now, I am wearing the Marvel shirt, and I had already mentioned that I was already going to be torn. This is going to create so much anxiety. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. And are you even allowed to vote for anything Marvel, or do they fire you, or are you? I don't want to put your job in jeopardy.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. I'm fine. I'm basically a free agent now. So that's.
I mean, they're both
maybe even a free agent of Shield. Who knows? I would love to be.
They're both technically Lucas, right?
What's that?
They're both technically under Lucas. Like Lucas does a lot of stuff for them too. So
yeah, I mean, let's face it. You know, they're all one big Disney family now.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. Right?
And you know, and ILM did effects for the Marvel films, and if you go way back, I was actually in Howard the Duck. So
what? Really?
That's the first film I acted in.
No way.
Yes,
I gotta go back and watch it.
Dude.
Right, I forgot you were the rocker, man.
Yeah, it was a rocker in that. Yes, mercifully cut out of most of it. Yes, I can find me. You can't find me. Trust me. So, yeah. So I worked on that. So I do have that little bit of a Marvel connection to it.
Would you ever want to be on anything else, Marvel?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I love the Marvel films. Yeah. Absolutely.
I kind of love how Thor and Loki have become Disney princesses. So
yes. I like it all. It's like, and as a performer and an artist, I just want to work on interesting projects. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't have the whole schism. And I never had the whole argument over, Star Wars versus Star Trek or anything like that.
Right.
I like it all. I enjoy it all. So.
I'm the same way. I never understood like the divide between the two, because Star Trek is amazing. And at my age, I am from the Next Generation era, and I still think hands down it's the greatest Star Trek. But even when J.J. Abrams redid them, I think those movies are fantastic. And people are like, yeah, but you like Star Wars. I'm like, dude, they're two separate types of movies.
Yeah.
Like they're not, you can't
it's apples and oranges. I mean, you can't really compare them. And let's face it, George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry had great respect for each other. They
exactly.
Really did. Yeah.
In fact, little known is there would be no Star Wars without Gene Roddenberry. I heard that he championed Star Wars when it first started out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was, and he was a big influence for George. And also, there wouldn't have been the Star Trek feature films if it hadn't been for Star Wars. So it keeps feeding back and forth, So
it's awesome.
So I mean,
we're in the presence of greatness.
I know, right? We're not worthy. It's funny that the Civil War started among fans, not the creators.
Yeah, it is odd, but oh well, that's what happens sometimes.
As we know, our fans are pretty toxic, so I mean, just throwing that out there.
Okay. They don't even like you guys, right?
Yeah, seriously. I'm actually surprised they're sticking with this.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because there was so much hate for Kylo Ren when he first came around. And now people are like, oh, he's so hot.
Yeah. Wow. I know my daughter liked the whole Kylo Ren and Rey thing. And it's like when we think back to watching Last Jedi, which I personally didn't care for. But she goes, no, I remember a good 30 minutes of it that was a good movie, and just leave me alone. So.
Hey, we got a question from James. How long did you work at Lucasfilm, and how did you get your start?
Okay. I worked first at LucasArts and then Industrial Light and Magic, but working for Lucasfilm off and on too, Vadering for them. I've worked for pretty much every Lucas company except for, I think, the George Lucas Educational Foundation. I think it was probably the only one I didn't do any work for. I did some stuff for THX. I did some stuff for Lucas Learning, Lucas Licensing, the marketing department, all sorts of things. I got hired back in the day. Well, first of all, I'd been an actor. I'd been a budding effects artist and animator, trying to get a foot in the door somewhere in the industry. I mean, I'd done some work in film and theater and stuff like that as an actor, but really wanted to work for Lucas. And I had, or just any company. I sent my resume around. I was working at an accounting job for a big freight forwarding company, big international freight forwarding company. Miserable. I hated it. Did it for 4 years, but I paid the bills. Bills. And all the time I was scheming how I could get out of there and get a good solid job in the entertainment industry. So I was sending my resume around to everywhere. Got a lovely stack of rejection letters from like every studio and effects house and game company and everything like that. By the way, if anybody out there is looking for a job and you've got those books that say those books like resumes that knock them dead and cover letters that knock them dead, please take those and put them straight into the recycling bin. They're absolutely they're worthless. All they do is teach you how to sound like everybody else.
I hope
if you want to get a job, you have to be yourself.
Yep.
So I changed my tactics completely because I found an ad in the back before we had Craigslist and all these online places to look for jobs and stuff.
Many moons ago.
I went to the Examiner Chronicle newspaper, the San Francisco Examiner Chronicle.
The classified.
And the want ads there.
Yeah.
There was a job posting. Yes, there was a job posting for for a customer support representative for, it wasn't even called LucasArts yet, it was called Lucasfilm Games. And they listed 5 things that they were looking for. And I took that and I thought, okay, I'm going to list that, and I'm going to list my 5 equivalents to that. And then I'm going to tell them just honestly, here's why I want to work for you. And I submitted it, and I got a call for an interview. And I went into the interview, and I thought I blew the interview. I completely thought I blew the interview. And I just thank God I had a chance to go in and do it. But the next day, the person that I thought I blew the interview with called me up and said, when can you start?
Oh, that's awesome.
And so my first day at LucasArts was February 1st, 1993. And I was starting in the customer support department. I was a tech rep. And I would also answer the hint line. And so if you bought a game from LucasArts and you couldn't get it to run on your computer and you're all angry and you looked at the back of the manual and you found that 800 number, I was the guy that answered the phone.
Before Prima Games, kids.
Oh, yes. And this was, to give you an idea of how small LucasArts was at the time, this was before Rebel Assault came out. This is before, I think that the big new game was Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Wow. I think it might have been. They were just getting ready to do like Day of the Tentacle and Sam and Max Hit the Road. So when they hired me and they hired one other guy, they doubled the size of the department. So there were 4 of us in customer support plus a manager. And so I did that for about a year. And then I submitted my portfolio to the art director, a woman named Colette Michaud. And so she looked at my portfolio, and she said to me, okay, well, this is basically junior level stuff. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, stick the knife in and twist it.
Yeah, right.
But she looked at my resume and she saw that years before I had a background in video. I used to work at a cable access TV station in Pacifica, California. And if you don't know what that is, kids, before YouTube, there was a thing called cable access where the public had to have, it was mandated by law that every municipality had to have a forum where the public could voice their opinions over the air, within reason. So
still do. And
so you had a lot of, if you think of Wayne's World on Saturday Night Live, that was kind of like what it was. And in fact, Dana Carvey worked at that same TV station that I did. So, Colette looked at the art director at LucasArts, looked at my resume, saw that I had a background in video, and she said, "Well, I'm doing a project that is going to be requiring full motion video." And there were only 2 guys in the company that knew anything about video. One was on sabbatical. The other one was assigned to another project. So she brought me into the art department to help work on this. And she put me in at the very bottom of the ladder. So I was in a position called art technician. So I wasn't even creating art. I was just taking art that the artists were making that was in millions of colors and then dropping the palette down to 256 colors because that's what Windows could handle at that time, and still trying to make it look pretty. So the first game that I worked on was a game called Mortimer and the Riddles of the Medallion. And if you remember that game, you're lying. It didn't sell very well. It's a great game, fun game about a flying snail. It was an edutainment game. It was actually really funny. Had a lot of great voice actors in it. Maurice LaMarche was one of the voice actors. Maurice
LaMarche with the brain?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. He worked on it, and a lot of people worked on it there. But when I started on that project, I was art technician. By the time the game shipped, I was lead effects animator, and then soon after that became a visual effects supervisor and senior artist. So I was at LucasArts then for about 6 years, and then transferred over to Industrial Light and Magic. And then, of course, somewhere along the way, I turned to the dark side.
Yeah, well, it's the best side. They have the cool.
Yeah, well, yes,
they have cookies.
Yes.
All right, so as long as you're not going to get in trouble from George Lucas himself for partaking in this bracket, because if somebody from Marvel wins, I couldn't sleep at night knowing that, I do have, I am broadcasting.
I'll just sit over here and be Sweden. Okay, I'll just be.
No, I have my
Switzerland.
I'll
be Switzerland over here.
You can move in with me if you have to. You lose everything because you lost. You're more than welcome.
Well, you notice I'm not wearing any Star Wars stuff or any Marvel stuff. I put on my Mystery Science Theater T-shirt.
I love that shirt.
That's as nerding as I can get. I'm sorry. Love Mystery Science Theater. Love those guys.
All right, and Phoenix, and it looks like we've got a few more people that are in the chat. So, what is the bracket today?
So it is Star Wars versus Marvel.
Oh, man, this is gonna destroy households.
Kind of is.
Finish him.
Man, seriously, I have so much anxiety thinking about this.
Right.
We'll get through it.
I know we've kind of off camera told a couple of funny stories, but would you mind? And because James is asking if you would be so kind to share some funny stories or interesting stories about working at Lucas, besides being Darth Vader, meeting stars.
I mean, you want Vader stuff or non-Vader stuff here?
I mean, either one.
Dude, any story you want to tell.
Oh my gosh. There's so
probably
many.
many.
My gosh, I could write a book about this
Story
shit.
that it's just like at this point, any story you tell is just interesting enough to captivate the entire audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. It was interesting when I first started at Industrial Light and Magic. That was kind of a fun thing because and this happened at LucasArts too. When you get a lot of creative people together in one place, and they're all under pressure and deadlines and things like that, people tend to get a little silly and a little goofy. And you do a lot of odd things. So it would not be uncommon to see somebody running through the hallways dressed as Elvis going, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much." People bouncing around on stilts and, racing RC cars through the building and stuff like that. It was just that kind of atmosphere. You had to do this sort of stuff, just not go crazy. I do remember that my first day at Industrial Light and Magic, because it was in several different buildings in central San Rafael in Marin County, they had a paging system, so that if they needed to get a hold of somebody and they weren't near their phone, they could page them and they could have them call this particular number or come to this particular building or anything like that. And I remember there was a guy, and now he's actually a good friend of mine, but a visual effects artist by the name of David Tanaka. And I would hear his name paged all day long that first day that I was there. "David Tanaka, please phone 8111. David Tanaka, 8111, please." All day long. And I thought to myself, how can anybody put up with this? You hear this all the time. And I went to bed that night and I put my head on the pillow and I'm still hearing "David Tanaka, 8111. But eventually it just kind of blends into the background. You don't even think about it. So flash forward a couple years, and ILM was working on the film Pearl Harbor. And we had a lot of pyrotechnics for that.
Love that.
And
movie.
they set up this area. There's an area at the back of where where ILM used to be now, and now it's a studio called 3210 Studios. It does a lot of great visual effects work, a lot of practical work, models and miniatures and that sort of thing. And there was an area that we called the slab, which was this basically just this big slab of concrete, and outside, and a big blue screen in back of it, standing up in back of it there. And this is where they would blow stuff up. And so they were blowing up airplanes and all kinds of stuff for Pearl Harbor and shooting it. And it was going on all week. And they would have to announce it over the loudspeaker system so that people wouldn't be terrified because it shook the buildings. It was, I mean, they're talking like it was dynamite. They were blowing stuff up. And so you'd hear, there'll be a loud blast and there'll be a loud bang in 5 minutes on the slab. And then 5 minutes later, and then boom, and everything would just shake and rattle. But even that you got used to by the end of the week. You're so focused on doing whatever effects work you had to be doing. And it's like, pretty soon you're sitting there and it's like, boom. And it's like, okay, whatever. You're moving on. Well, at some point, and they were announcing this all week, there'll be a loud bang in 5 minutes on the slab. So at the end of the week, somebody announced on the PA system, "Will the Harry Potter crew please report to C Courtyard?" And somebody else got on the PA, not skipping a beat, and said, "There'll be a loud bang in 5 minutes in C Courtyard." So, but this is what you had to do to not go crazy. You had to do this sort of good-natured mischief. We would have art exhibitions where we would come up with these strange ideas of how we could do art exhibitions. We did a Post-it note art exhibition. So all the art had to be either made with Post-it notes or drawn on Post-it notes and installed in this one empty room we had. So
I love this.
Yeah. we had things like that. We had like all the printers I remember had names, so that you knew, like a person's name, so that you knew where to send something. And so there was one that the printer named Jerome, and somebody put up a sign on it one day that said, Jesse, hey, now, and then it said Jerome, yes, sir. So it was like from Jungle Love, from
my God.
Rain.
Oh God!
But this is what you did, because you go nuts if you didn't. You just absolutely go nuts.
Yeah, the pressure of deadlines constantly weighing on you. You have to, at some way, make it manageable because you're all in that together. You all have to get through this.
And we all had, we all had little toys on our desk and stuff like that. I still have toys all over my desk and little bobbleheads. In fact, when I first started at LucasArts in the customer support department, my boss comes in from lunch, and she's got like her bag. She got a Happy Meal. And she pulls out the little toy from the Happy Meal and she puts it on my desk and she says, "Here, I order you to play with this." I'm thinking, what did I get into getting a job here? So by the end of the week, as I'm answering phone calls, I had to have that toy. I had to have something to fiddle with. Okay, let's try it again, sir. Are you sure your computer is turned on? But that's what you had to do, because it is a crazy business. And the work, you're making movie magic, or you're making these fantastic games, but it's not all magic all the time. Sometimes it's hours and hours and days of tedium, but once it's done, you go, yeah, that's great. Look what we made.
Yeah, look what you created. And look
at any given moment, it feels like there's a multi-million-dollar production sitting on your shoulders, waiting for you to get your part of it done. So that's how you have to deal with it. Or I have my fish
no
tank,
pressure at all.
What's that?
No pressure.
Yeah, that's a ton of pressure, man. It's crazy. So.
Is there anything that got cut that you did that you kind of wish made it to the screen?
Oh, tons of things. Yeah, there's always something that gets cut. And that goes for everything. Whether it's stuff that I've done on camera as an actor, or things that I've done as a voice actor, or effects that I've done for movies or games. There's a game from LucasArts called Force Commander that we had 2 full versions of that game finished, and they got scrapped and redone before it came out. So I worked on 2.5 versions of it. So, that happens. There were shots that I did on Attack of the Clones. I did a shot that took me 2 months to complete. It was a really intricate shot where I had to remove a whole actor, Anthony Daniels, from a shot because he's in a harness with, because originally 3PO was going to be like you saw him in Episode 1.
Right.
This big, this sort of, skeletal,
not finished,
full-scale puppet that's, worked by somebody in a harness behind it. And, but then George changed his mind, and he, but I had to go through and tediously paint Anthony out and paint in what would have been there, behind him, which
in the
was
background,
the 3PO puppet and the Lars Homestead. And it all got cut. Except for, I eventually went through and made just a clean plate where I took out Anthony and the puppet and just made, left the Lars Homestead. And then we shot, actor in costume on green screen to make it look like, because George wanted to have a greater progression of time to see, now 3PO is finished. Because originally Padme was going to put the plating on 3PO while she was waiting for Anakin to come back from, slaughtering the Tusken Raiders for killing his mama. So,
and the women and the children.
Yes, everybody.
I always did wonder about that.
Yeah.
I always wondered about that because he just shows up plated, and I'm like, who plated him?
Yeah.
Apparently Padme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because apparently Padme can do anything, right?
Yes, absolutely. She's
yes, she can.
Look at her resume. She's very talented. So.
Except for deal with sadness.
And now she's Thor. So that's okay.
She's Thor now.
Yes.
I know. You kind of wonder. Like, I see all those memes where it shows Christian very sad, when she's kissing Thor.
Yeah.
There's a sad meme of Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen, yeah. Hayden Christensen.
I love Hayden. Hayden's a great guy.
I was saying apparently Padme can beat Darth Maul. So
Yeah, we had a bracket.
Well, he's only half the man he used to be. So that's.
we had a bracket, and I tried to get Padme to win.
We had a
entire
bracket.
stream
Yeah, it was the greatest Star Wars character, and Padme made it to like round 3. I think she beat Count Dooku for some reason. Don't know how that happened.
Beat Darth Maul.
Or Darth Maul.
That's what Padme beat Darth Maul.
I don't know how that happened. Wow.
We blame the people in the chats because they vote for who would win, and Padme walked away with it. It was shocking.
A bunch of ringers in the chat. Okay.
I mean, who else can put up with Anakin Skywalker, right? Like
exactly. Oh man, that's awesome.
I mean, she's got him under control the whole time, so there's got to be some kind of force powers there.
He is the Sith Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
She's
so we
the
get into
Skywalker
this.
Whisperer.
Are we going to get into this bracket? You have the bracket, right, Phoenix?
I have the bracket. Yes.
You have the bracket.
She has the
All
power.
right.
All right. So let's go. Okay, we
All right,
have.
and this is one more time. This is Marvel versus
Marvel.
Star Wars characters, right? Not movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been a weep for many people.
All right.
Oh,
so
I might even vote on this.
Please do. We've got Luke Skywalker versus Captain Phasma starting.
Captain Phasma, right? I said that right?
Captain Phasma, the
Yeah.
Boba Fett
Phasma.
character that didn't live up to being Boba Fett.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Against Luke.
Bubba Flat. Just kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like this one's a no-brainer. It's Luke.
Yeah. It's Luke.
You know what I mean? Like, what's
Look,
bad?
I'm partial to Luke because I'm also Luke's voice for a bunch of LucasArts games.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
there you go.
And I mean, every time I have this argument, okay, what version of Luke is it? And no one, but I say, hey, yeah, it's Luke because it's Luke. They're like, that's the worst argument. You can't just say it's Luke because it's Luke. They tell me that's not a valid argument. So I have to give.
Who else other than Vader
I'll
clears
take
a
any
hallway?
version of Luke. I'll take any version of Luke over Captain Phasma. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Finn
I mean,
beat
And not
Captain
that has
Phasma.
nothing to do with the actress or anything like that. It's just wasn't a well thought out character.
Yeah, when they announced her, I was excited for that character.
Sure.
I saw her.
And it's a cool design, costume design, and everything. But
When you saw the trailer, you were like, that's badass. Who is that?
Yeah.
They're going to be awesome. And then, much like Boba Fett, died in like one scene.
well,
Honestly-
trailers are deceiving.
Yes, they
Honestly,
are.
I think they could have gone through more movies, and really done her character and a whole bunch of other characters justice, because I don't feel like they gave her enough time.
Are you
to be
pitching
bad.
something right now? Is
Yes,
that what you're doing?
Lucas,
Is
watch
this a
me more.
shameless pitch?
We need a Phasma
Oh.
movie. No,
Phoenix, shoot your shot. All right.
Phasma, a Star Wars story.
Right.
Phasma Star Wars story.
Oh, right now we got 3 in the
Don't
chat
think that's going to
for
happen.
we got 3 in the chat for
Phasma Star
Luke.
Wars story?
I'm pretty sure we all
Yeah.
voted Luke, and 3 in the
Yeah,
chat.
we voted Luke.
And
All right.
Everybody and their mama voted Luke. So,
I feel
right.
so weird that I'm not writing it down. Usually I write them down, so I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
you got to write it down, make it official.
it's
Phoenix
Luke.
has the chat, so I can't. Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
Luke won that one. That was quick.
Okay.
You
So we'll
were not
go.
fast.
Oh, there we go. Another Luke. Yeah, Luke took it. So let's go. Ahsoka versus Darth Maul.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now we're
okay.
getting
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Ooh, man.
I mean we've seen
I've
this
got my
fight.
answer.
We have actually seen this fight.
We've seen this fight.
Yes, we have.
Not everybody has.
Wasn't it kind of a draw though? It was a little bit of a draw.
Because
I got to go with Ahsoka.
the
Yeah.
the general people that are in the chat or watching, they probably haven't seen that battle because they
Okay.
probably literally only know her from Ahsoka from The Mandalorian, and they know Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace, right?
Right.
And
Could be.
Most of these people probably don't know the extent of what those characters have gone through.
yeah, they don't
Yeah.
know the canon behind it. So, man,
I
I
mean,
gotta go. I gotta go Ahsoka. I got Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah.
I'm going with my gut.
Count me
I
down
mean,
for Ahsoka.
I-
I think
I was-
Ahsoka is a great character, and I like her progression from Clone Wars to
I was gonna say,
Mandalorian.
her character when she starts out was kind of like, okay, Anakin got an apprentice, but he wasn't a master, and all this other stuff. Like, there's a lot of weird premises behind Ahsoka's origins as a character
Yeah.
in Star Wars, and then
Yeah,
she progresses and becomes a much better character and becomes that that gray Jedi that everybody's just kind of like, you get behind. On the other hand, Maul was a character that again got killed off in the first movie, didn't really get a chance to do anything. It was one of those characters, it was kind of like Captain Phasma, where everybody's like, oh my god, he looks so badass, and then he gets killed off super easily.
Right.
And in the Clone Wars, he gets brought back, and he is easily one of the most well-written characters in all of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like James says, all hail Filoni.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please, all hail Filoni.
Absolutely.
Dave Filoni.
You got to give Dave Filoni his props. He's great.
That man understands Star Wars on a level that nobody else will ever understand Star Wars.
I mean, who else can take a character that we all really hated? Like, I hated her when they first brought her in. She was whiny and annoying and like.
I hated Anakin.
Yeah.
I really hated Anakin. And my favorite version of Anakin Skywalker is Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say 2 words. Rosario Dawson.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Rosario's a great actor. I mean,
she did. She really did.
But again, my argument is that Maul is easily one of the best villains in all of Star Wars. The only person who comes close, of course, aside from Vader, but I mean, the only person who comes close is Thrawn. Yeah, and we haven't even scratched the surface on Thrawn in actual canon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we might.
Hopefully, that will be addressed.
Well, it seems like it will be, because it seems like they're going to be dealing with Thrawn in Ahsoka's show.
The actor that played Aladdin has announced that or I guess he leaked it, that he was going to be. No, I mean,
Ezra.
He's going to be Ezra. Yeah.
Ezra
so
Bridger.
We're definitely going to see Thrawn.
Yeah.
So in the chats, we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 for Ahsoka and 1, 2 for Darth Maul.
Are we all Ahsoka?
Make that 3 for Darth Maul.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm actually going to go Maul on this. I'm going to say Maul.
Okay, you're going to need to write. You're going to need to tally these up and see who actually wins this one.
Oh, what's Van say?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up real quick. We got that was done on purpose. When we meet Ahsoka, she's a teenager, feeling what you wanted to see her growth over time.
Yeah,
I think that's supposed to be Filoni, but yeah. Actually, and the actress who does voice, where she's actually laughed about how she can walk around cons and never get recognized, which is, I think would be a great job, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Eckstein did a great job as Ahsoka too.
Yes, she did. No, she's really good. I like her.
So
All right,
let's
so
see.
Phoenix, you wrote those down. I'll give you the count one more time. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chats for Ahsoka, and then we have 1, 2, 3 for Darth Maul in the chats. And what are we voting?
I'm Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Okay, so that's 6 Ahsoka. Squints, what'd you say?
Ahsoka.
7 for Ahsoka. Man, and I went, Ahsoka walked away with it then.
I was gonna say I think I won that.
I think we knew that one was coming, but
And
Darth Maul.
I'm not upset with that. Like I'm like I was making my case for
That was, you can make a good case for either one. I mean, they're both
absolutely
good characters.
Yeah, because that's all I was doing was pleading the case for Maul, right? But I mean, like, I'm not upset that Maul lost against Ahsoka. Ahsoka Tano is a great character.
Yeah,
I just want to go out here. That means in the second round, since these were the first 2 winners, that means Luke is going up against Ahsoka, correct? Oh my God.
His
Come
son
on,
versus
man.
His apprentice.
Oh, Jesus. This is already
you
going
guys
sideways.
made the rules. You have to live with it.
Exactly. All right, what do you got up next?
All right, so we have let's see, Finn versus Count Dooku.
Oh, Dooku.
Dooku.
Yeah.
All day. Come on. Really?
Dooku.
I love Finn, but
I
again,
do too. I actually would have liked the whole series to have focused on him, because I thought he was my favorite character out of the
he had good
sequel,
comedic timing. He had a good backstory.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Finn, but I mean Count Dooku, not only because he's a more powerful character, but I mean, like, they made you actually care about Dooku to a point where, like, because nobody really liked Dooku, but I mean, he's so integral to the story, and just the storytelling aspect of Dooku in general was very well done.
And it's Christopher freaking Lee.
Yeah,
I know. Rest his soul.
My all-time favorite actor. So.
And he had some very good valid points, right?
Yeah.
He saw the corruption with the Jedi. I mean, he wasn't wrong. It's like Thanos. I'm not saying he was wrong. He just went about it the wrong way. Okay.
Where did there was a story, someone was telling a story about how he was like, do you know the sound of a man dying or something like that? And he's like, I do. Like, I love that story.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was he was working on Star Wars or he was working on The Hobbit. Gosh, he's worked on so many nerdy movies of my childhood. But yeah, I remember he told some director that he knew what a man dying actually sounded like because he was a soldier.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, literally everybody in the chat voted Dooku. So
Yeah.
Dooku, yeah.
It's a
sorry,
sweet.
Finn. FN287.
Yeah.
FN what? I'm not calling you that. Finn. I'm gonna call you Finn.
Yes.
All right, so let's do. You guys are gonna love this one. R2D2 versus Jango Fett.
Jango Fett.
R2.
R2 with rockets, like with the jetpacks, or no?
No, not that. That drove me nuts.
It did.
No, just
man.
R2 in
Sure,
general.
no droid.
R2.
I'm pretty sure not even an IG droid could stop Jango Fett.
True.
What
True.
about droidicas?
I don't even think a droideka could stop the Fett, man. I mean,
man.
that dude, you got to remember, as badass as Boba Fett is just a clone of Jango.
Hey, you got 2 people in the chat though that voted for R2. Make it 3.
And I'm
R2.
doing R2.
Well, one of them is
Okay,
James,
R2.
so he doesn't count.
right.
Honestly,
I think R2 is actually one of
every-
the most amazing characters in Star Wars and one of the most amazing characters in cinema. You have a character that speaks no language that we know. And it's just an inanimate object. I mean, essentially, it can't change his expression or anything like that. And yet, through the use of cinematography and sound effects and everything and movement, you make George Lucas and everyone made you care about this creature, this droid, to the point where he's a lovable character. So,
Really
that to me is an incredible feat to do in film, to the point where people just assume, okay, R2 is real. R2 is an R2,
right?
And that to me is amazing. So I got to vote R2.
I'll give you that too. Just like when you go to a con and you see like an actual R2 unit walking around,
Your audio.
there's not a person that kind of just goes, "Oh my God, that's beautiful."
Yeah.
Phil,
your audio. Now, I read something years ago, and it was one of those, not like
There's not a person that kind of just goes, "Oh my God, that's beautiful."
Phil,
Yeah.
your audio.
Phil,
I didn't think.
Phil,
we're losing him.
we're losing Phil.
Yep. No.
They're jamming the signal.
Exactly.
Also,
Raspberry.
I hate
Lone Star.
Lone Star.
Um,
I hate to point out also, R2 is the only
Voice
character in all of the movies. Like, he has witnessed.
no,
Most-
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote like almost one of those conspiracy theories, like their theory of Star Wars, and because in the movie or in the beginning you have the scroll and it's somebody telling a story, and someone was like, it's R2 telling the story of Star Wars because he's the only character that's in all of them that has seen it all, and he always paints himself as the hero. He always shows up right at the right time. He gets everybody out of whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, R2 was telling the story of Star
Even
Wars.
Lucas said that though. Like Lucas
he said that the whole thing was
it's through the eyes of the droids.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was always supposed to be through the eyes of 3PO and R2. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I would have known that.
Which is the worst because
Go back and watch 1 through 6 because obviously 7 through 9 is not following that same formula. But go back and watch 1 through 6.
Yeah, the original, original 6.
And look at watch those movies with that prism.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat except for one person.
I know
Sorry, Tyler.
James
Everybody-
pointed out he's not in Solo, but there is a droid in Solo the whole time.
Yeah.
Who becomes
Solo
part of the
doesn't
Millennium
count.
Falcon.
James, get out of here.
We're just talking 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Wow, I actually am shocked that R2 won that one. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
Leia is not an option yet. All right, she'll show up later. Okay.
The worst part is Archie was there for Luke and Leia being born, and he literally knew who the two of them were, and he never said anything when the two of them were kissing.
He got his memory wiped at some point.
He did. He did.
No, he didn't.
No,
was
he
the only
didn't.
part that didn't get his memory wiped.
No.
R2 was the only one that went through the entire everything without getting his memory wiped.
Then he's a little snot.
But we know that, though. We know that he's a little snot.
Oh.
Maybe it was part of his mission not to say anything.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
Because I believe that, I mean, as talented and useful as 3PO is, he's not the level-headed one. It's R2.
Yeah.
But you would think he would say, like, Leia, come on, like, no, that guy over there, no.
Yeah, don't kiss your brother.
Yeah.
Don't kiss your brother like that.
Don't kiss him. You shouldn't kiss him. Well, why not? Just trust me on this.
Yeah. Let's go with Qui-Gon Jinn versus Kylo.
Ooh.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Kylo Ren.
I would say Qui-Gon just because he's more level-headed, right?
Yeah.
He knows his lane. He knows how to get the best out of you. He can spot your weaknesses. Kylo's a little emotional.
But you don't have the Kylo chest.
Somebody that had just learned that she was force sensitive, bested him in battle. So I don't know if I could go with I don't know. I like Kylo, I really do, but I don't know.
I'm
going
to
to
go with Qui-Gon because with Qui-Gon there's a mystery. He's an intriguing character. You don't know everything about him. When about halfway through, or even less than halfway through The Force Awakens, I knew everything I needed to know about Kylo Ren.
Right. I agree.
And more than I needed to know, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To the fact where I knew exactly what he was going to do.
We didn't need to know what he looked like shirtless. Just
no,
I did.
No, I didn't.
Ben Swallow.
But to me, it was he's not. I mean, I love Adam Driver. I think he's a fantastic actor, but I don't think the character was written very well.
Right.
To the point where it telegraphs everything that he's going to do.
And you look at the small comment when Count Dooku is like, restrained, and he's talking to Obi-Wan, and he's like, I wish you're all my, he knew what was going on, and that kind of gave you a little bit more backstory of like why he wouldn't be on the council, because he knew there was so much and it would have been nice to really get a little bit deeper backstory of him, which I hope they bring him back in like some of the shows that Disney Plus has, and not a full show, but if we're gonna get Obi-Wan, maybe he kind of shows up at some point, and we get a little bit more depth of his character. Right.
I am kind of hoping that at some point he communes with Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
But I know that they said that officially I'm forgetting his name right now.
Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson said that he's not on the project.
I'm a little.
He doesn't want to be a Force ghost, huh?
He had to make that Netflix Ice Road Trucker movie. I watched it.
Oh God!
Throwing that out there.
He's making Taken number 57. Is what he's got.
Yes. Going to cross over with Passenger 57. He and Wesley Snipes.
I would be upset if they remade Passenger 57.
Always bet on black.
They can wait a little while longer until Wesley Snipes is older. They can make a Passenger 75.
Yeah.
I am a little disappointed with the creation of Kylo, that Han and Leia look like terrible parents now. Absolute horrible parents.
Oh yeah,
they do.
They do look like terrible parents. Yeah.
It's really split in the chats. I actually got to go back and count these up here.
You mind counting that for me? Tattling that?
I'm on it. Yeah. Qui-Gon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have Kylo 1, 2, 3. We got 4 Kylo.
And amongst ourselves,
did we all go Qui-Gon?
We all went Qui-Gon.
I think I went Kylo. Sorry.
I'm noticing that these brackets they're very one-sided. I feel like these are unfair matchups, except for Ahsoka and Maul.
Maul, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next bracket's going to be Darth Vader and Third Jawa from the left. Which one do you choose?
Jawa in on this one?
So we are going to go for the next Leia Organa and Maz Kanata.
Oh,
I like Maz Kanata, but ultimately I go Leia on this. Leia's she's too strong of a character by comparison.
We're gonna need Leia and Luke to meet up in like the final round.
Oh wow!
We never get to this. No. That's impossible.
So the owner of the small cantina in The Force Awakens up against Leia.
You actually sound like you were asking somebody in their car right there. It's like the owner of a small cantina.
And also, I mean, Leia, killed Jabba in a bikini, no less. I mean, that's no easy feat.
Nope.
The level of slime, I feel like it would have been really hard to grab onto that chain. Man, yeah, you got to go Leia, dude. She's
what's Leia's new name? Leia's new name is Hut Slayer Leia now.
Leia's the only one that stared into the darkness, and the only Skywalker that basically didn't follow the dark side ever. Wasn't even tempted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those Skywalker boys are weak.
Everybody
and
is
she
saying
flew
Leia.
through space like an outer space Mary Poppins. It was.
I know. Yeah.
We usually don't reference that, but I'm glad you brought it up because that was pretty bad.
Made people so mad.
Cinderella.
I wanted to walk out. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from Darth Vader himself.
Yeah, no, seriously. Anybody, because we got some more people in the chat. We got C. Andrew Nelson, the original Vader.
Well, I'm the 2.0.
Well, yeah, I apologize. Yeah, 2.0.
One of the bodies of Vader.
Yeah, I was gonna say Prowse was 1.0.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't mean to cut all of your achievement shorts there. Not that you haven't done other things. Apologize for that.
Career.
See, the only man who can definitively claim that he's been both Luke and Anakin.
I know.
Exactly.
You played your own father.
Yes, I am my own father.
Yeah.
I'm my own son. That's not weird at all.
That's got to be something for the therapist to unpack.
Oh yeah. Clearly, you have daddy issues and son issues. So,
you do know I bill by the hour, right? This is going to take a while. All right. Yeah,
we need
Leia.
to take out a loan.
Oh, Leia walked away with that one in the chat. I don't think we needed a vote. It wasn't even a contest.
No.
You guys are going to love this one. It is Yoda going up against Grievous.
Oh,
Yoda.
Again, I can make an argument for General Grievous, but I'm not going to.
No.
I mean, you could, but he was, Obi-Wan got him. So
General Grievous is a much better character in the animated series than he was.
I was just going to say that. Grievous is a much, much better character in the animated series. I actually did not like the character at all. I really bagged on him in
Clone
Revenge
Wars.
of the Sith.
Yeah.
I just didn't make any sense to me that he's out there half the moment. He's like Death's Door.
Yeah.
And that exaggerated animation for his cough, and then all of a sudden he's like, swirling around. And,
yeah.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, George.
But then you watch. Yeah, I know. But
I thought the
apologize,
character
Mr.
was actually very interesting on the Clone Wars. So.
Yeah, you watch the cartoon and see kind of like what caused that to happen. Like it was a giant battle between him and Mace Windu, and Mace Windu basically crushed his chest cavity. But before that, he basically just murdered Jedi as if they were nothing to him.
Yeah.
And you didn't get that in the movies, and a lot of people don't watch the animated series, so you didn't get any of that backstory. You were just like, who is this guy? Why is he so awesome? And why is he the general of this clone army? And why does he sound like he's got COVID-19?
I'll admit that I actually did not watch the animated series until just recently when I got Disney Plus.
What do you think of them?
I actually really, really enjoyed it. I'm
love the same way. I
think
didn't
everything
watch
that George
them.
and Dave Filoni did was fantastic.
So they didn't air them in order either. So I never watched them in order, and one day I just watched them in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would urge anybody that's watching this right now, if you haven't seen Clone Wars, go check it out on Disney Plus, and if you have Disney Plus,
or steal your friend's Disney Plus. I mean, we're not we're not endorsing.
No, not endorsing that at all.
No.
Not at all, Disney. We are in no way endorsing stealing from you.
No.
I'll be
If
honest. I love
anybody
how
from Disney's listening.
they go into more depth about Anakin and Padme's marriage too, which is really
Especially in that last season, you start getting a lot between Anakin and Padme.
Everybody in the chat said Yoda. Just FYI.
Yoda. Yeah. So you guys, I'm really interested to see what the chat votes here, because we have Kanan versus Vader.
I don't know who that is.
Kanan Jarrus
Still don't know who that is.
from
I
Rebels.
don't know who that is.
From Rebels.
Yeah, he's
I didn't watch.
That's why I don't know who that is. So I haven't seen Rebels.
what's his
I
goddamn
feel bad because I have friends that were voice actors on it.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
No, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Did
know.
you just put those two together to eliminate somebody and you can get right to Vader or what?
No.
Gee, I wonder who I'm going to vote for.
I mean, but it's
Who would I
Vader.
vote for on that one? Wow.
It's Vader, like the most badass. Like,
Yeah, I mean, again,
It's
even if
Vader,
you
it's his story.
yeah,
it is.
There was a fight. There was 3 fights actually. I think was it 3? 3 fights between Kanan and Vader,
Mhm.
and Vader wiped the floor with him every time.
Yeah.
but
The
I
thing
mean,
is, like, okay,
Wow,
so
big surprise.
there are
Yeah.
arguments you can make for Kanan Jarrus, but I mean, at the same time, and when it really comes down to it, Kanan Jarrus was a Padawan that survived Order 66.
Ah, okay.
So he's not fully trained, and he does become a Jedi Master through channeling, but he's not.
I
not
thought you were going to say like through distance learning or something. That he went,
right?
learning.
Basically,
he took an online course.
But no, but he I mean, training wise, he does not stand a chance. I mean, Anakin, even though he technically wasn't a master, Anakin was the general of armies. That guy, he had more attunement in the Force than Kanan Jarrus would ever imagine.
Yeah, he had more varied experience.
Right.
His question is that what the video game? What game am I thinking of?
Fallen Jedi.
No, what's the other one? Force something.
Oh,
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, is that the character that follows? Is that who we're talking about?
no.
No.
Kanan Jarrus isn't in that.
Character
okay.
from Rebels.
The character that influences Kanan Jarrus is from Force Awakens.
Oh,
Okay, gotcha.
From
but
Force Awakens or from
from Force
no, you
Awakens.
mean from Force Unleashed, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
The
Force
character that inspires Kanan Jarrus, he's from Force Unleashed, but no, it's a different character. You're thinking of Starkiller.
Let's go to the flow
Actually-
chart.
Yeah, right. Seriously,
you see a
Is that a
very
Venn diagram here.
you see a very young Kanan Jarrus actually in the first few minutes of Bad Batch. So it's
okay.
Everybody says Vader,
Vader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vader.
and that's
I mean-
and I think we knew that because when you have to explain
All
one of the
too
pieces,
easy.
like nobody knows who you're talking about.
Also, it would be kind of weird for the titular character of this, of this stream. Basically, the guy who I'm building right now and the guy who's in the bottom right of the screen.
Kanan Jarrus. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not Darth Vader.
It's a Kanan Jarrus Lego figure here.
Yeah,
Caleb, James.
We
How
have
difficult is that to build, by the way?
last hour.
like
What was
what was that?
How difficult is that to build?
It's not too bad. So right now, the piece that it has, what it's got me building is basically so if you look at this piece right here, it's essentially the base of the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see it's like the bottom of his face mask is right here.
Mhm.
All right. And then coming right here, like I said, you can see the front of the mask,
Right.
and kind of
On for a normal person, because behind me in my nerd room back there somewhere, I have the TIE Fighter helmet, I have Boba Fett, and then I also have Carnage on this side. They take the normal person about 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
They take Phil like an hour
Yeah.
because he's like an idiot savant and can
Yes.
I don't know.
Looking with his eyes closed. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to take this guy to Vegas or something.
I actually have one thing of Lego over here, and it's just a little cameraman.
That's awesome.
Nice.
When I left Industrial Light and Magic, I was offered a full-time faculty position at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco, and I was running the visual effects department there. In fact, my students ended up working on Revenge of the Sith, which is nice.
That's
Circle
awesome.
is now complete. But
Exactly.
one of my
Apprentice has now
students,
become the master.
yes, one of my students gave that to me, and I've kept that on my desk in my home office ever since. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You have dude, your influence, you know what I mean? Like behind the scenes is staggering. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I joke around a lot and everything, but it's incredibly humbling. It really is.
Yeah, you get to see like, your hard work, like you get to see the joy in like the people's faces, you know what I mean? And then like to like pass that knowledge on to like people, and then like for you to go, oh, I know the kid that worked on this, it's so.
I have
like,
students that went on to win visual effects Oscars.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's wonderful to know that you did something to help them along with the path that they wanted to go along.
It's so cool.
It's almost like the Jedi thing, right? The Jedi teaches the next Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's up next?
He's the Sith.
So this one's gonna make you guys laugh. Han Solo versus Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks, sure.
Did Han shoot first? Is the question.
That's the key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if he shot first, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Han shot first. Jar Jar Binks didn't make it out the room.
Yeah.
I think
man.
Kylo shot first. Oh, oops, sorry.
Oh.
I have to do.
We got-
Actually,
I'm not sure I can really do it.
Okay, I'm gonna vote for Han.
You gotta vote for Han, man.
Gotta
Like,
vote for Han. Although
Harris
I
gets
actually like Jar Jar. I'm not a hater. I'm not a Jar Jar hater.
Is that because how hard the animation was? So you're a little partial to the visual effects it took?
No. I just actually I see the function behind the character. I see what he was supposed to be there for.
Yeah, the
from-
role
from
he
a
played.
plot standpoint.
Right.
And I just thought he was kind of an interesting character. The character I don't like is Newt Gunray. I think he's kind of a goofy character that just doesn't make any sense.
Which one's he?
Queen Amidala.
Oh,
one of the Trade Federation guys.
Yeah, gotcha.
The racist.
And again, no slight to Silas Carson, who was a great actor and everything, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like the character. I didn't think it was very well conceived. Great mask, but it's like.
So we go with BB-8.
Right?
You got you got two for.
Wait a minute, we were doing Han Solo and
you
Jar
got
Jar. How did
I
you
got two
get
for
in
Jar
there?
Jar.
Han won. I'm
Okay,
like
all right.
Han took it by a landslide.
Did he though?
We've got like 1, 2 Jar Jar Binks.
See,
Yeah.
so it wasn't a complete blowout.
No.
I mean, obviously Han.
He's
Come
got
on.
2 votes.
I mean, you
Oh my god! I gotta mute my microphone. That was awesome.
Sorry.
Lisa don't think so.
Oh my god! I'm crying. I'm actually crying. Oh my god, that was perfectly. That was impeccable timing. Oh man!
Never tell me the odds. Yep.
All right, we got. You said what? What's up next? BB-8.
We got BB-8 and Sidious.
Oh, really?
Huh.
How
Yeah.
are these two even? This is
Yeah.
terrible.
How are these two even in the same room?
Exactly. Oh my
I
god!
mean,
It's-
somehow
BB-8 and
Sidious
Sidious
came
walk
back.
into a bar.
That's pretty much how they ended up in the same room.
oh man, I like BB-8. He's like the plucky
Put a
comedy
bunch of
relief.
names on cards and throw them up into the air and pick them up 2 at a time. And what?
Who wrote this list first?
I don't see how these
know.
two even go together.
Oh, and we got 2 for BB-8. That's awesome. It's
Okay.
impossible.
It's adorable.
I actually kind of like BB-8 as a character. I was surprised that I did.
I thought he was like the plucky comedy relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
Finn kind of fills that role a little bit with his like one-liners and his quips, but then you get
Mhm.
like just like the I mean, he doesn't really have mannerisms for
Yeah.
a droid, but you pick up like the sarcasm and the jokes that he's trying to convey.
I'd go for I'd go for a TV like a Disney Plus series with Finn and BB-8. You know,
That'd be
I'd watch
cool.
that. You know,
Wow,
just-
everybody's
just
voting
all
for
the and stuff. You know?
Like
Everybody's
true
voting for
Sidious.
BB-8.
Yeah.
No,
Really?
I'm gonna vote for Sidious.
I got to vote
Oh!
Sidious.
Yes.
Really?
It's Sidious.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
All right.
I can vote for Sidious too. I mean, it's Darth Sidious.
Wipe them out.
BB-8.
All of them.
okay, just so you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for BB-8,
Oh my god!
Wow.
but there's 2 for Sidious. Is that
Mhm.
only? Oh, there's only 1 for Sidious.
Oh my god!
No, 2 for Sidious.
No,
No,
two.
2 for Sidious.
Yeah.
Plus all of us. So is that a tie? No, that's 6
Oh.
to 7. BB-8.
BB-8.
Wow.
This is
Squint-
like Padme versus Paul.
Oh my
Squint-
gosh.
The one marketable character that sold action figures. Wow.
Dude, Squints, recount that for me because I may be wrong.
Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3 for Sidious.
Mhm.
One,
Plus
two,
all of us, so that's 8, right? No, that's 9.
3, 4, 5.
I'm on pins and needles here, man.
I know.
Yeah, 5 for BB-8.
No way, dude.
Did Sidious win?
No, that 1, 2, 3. Are people voting twice? Am I counting them twice? 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 right there.
Wow.
No, I got. Man, we're wow. Basic maths, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Numbers are hard and stuff.
Let me get out my
Phoenix.
abacus.
Yeah, seriously, Phoenix. So why don't you go ahead and grade our work because
Okay.
between the two of us, we can't figure it out.
We have 8 for BB-8, including me. And then we have. Yeah. I have a
can't
voice
believe
actor
it.
who's going to watch this and be like, let me see. I'm seeing. We're Sidious. We have 1, 2 Sidious. No, 3 Sidious. No.
You gotta scroll.
3.
Okay. 1, 1, 2. Ha ha ha. 1, 2. And then 3 Sidious, and then you guys. So 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 8 to 7 BB-8.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm gonna throw my goddamn microphone. This is ridiculous.
3 for Sidious.
That was my
You
dude.
have failed me.
Yeah, seriously.
Look at this. You're almost done with that thing.
No,
BB-8.
not really.
My monitor's over here, so it's like. Oh, okay.
You still got
Are you
to
hiding pieces somewhere that I don't know about?
No, so I do it a bag at a time. So
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm just
so
looking at the table and it's like hardly any pieces left. Then.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just-
this is bag 2.
So this is like the IKEA Vader, right?
Yes.
Put together yourself with all the pieces. Where's the Allen wrench that you?
James says
you
cute,
still end up with extra pieces.
cute beats lightning fingers any day. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be wrong because I see mothers and daughters going up against each other later. Let me see. We have Rey versus the clone Captain Rex.
Rex.
Captain Rex,
Mm-hmm.
the one that
That's
throws
the
her
Rex.
ship through the.
No, Captain Rex is a clone. In fact, you see him later on in just as the rebels are defending the base. Yeah.
Up against who?
Why am I blanking today? Up against Rey.
I like Daisy Ridley a lot as an actress. I don't like the character of Rey. And so I would vote for anybody against Rey at this point.
Rex.
I just don't think it's a well-written character.
Man.
Which is
Because
too
I
bad
don't-
because I really like Daisy Ridley as an actress. I think she did as good as she could with that character.
Oh,
But it's
she's
just-
done some amazing work since Star Wars too.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh, they all have. And John Boyega too. I think he's a wonderful actor, and just I think all of them are just really good.
I like April Bird's reasoning. Ray, because I don't know the other one. I mean, that's valid.
Oh, so
There you go, yeah.
so
That's kind of what we
Rex,
did with the Vader versus what's his name.
Exactly.
if you like any of the clones, like vote Rex.
Captain Rex is actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
Captain Rex is a good character. Yeah.
No, he was close with Ahsoka.
Mhm.
In fact, they've talked about how it's possible that Anakin or Vader loves both that so much because he can hear Rex's voice one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was only 3 for Rex in the chats. Everybody else was Ray. So our votes don't matter. That's a
We don't
landslide.
matter.
Yeah,
All right, Ray. Let's do Ray.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
exactly.
I've been
Where's Drew
rewatching
Carey?
that show because I love that show.
What's that?
I said I've been rewatching that show because I love that show.
Which show?
Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Oh, yeah, I always watch that. We watch it constantly. The old episodes.
On HBO Max. I've been watching the whole series over again.
Well, I love it because that was, early on. I started off because I used to do stand-up comedy, and I still do it occasionally. But I love improv, and I've always loved improv. And that was the one thing that I enjoyed doing when I was studying drama, when I was studying theater, was improv, and I just kept on doing improv comedy since then. So, which is what I'm basically doing here today with you guys. So.
Yeah.
But that comes as a result of me only having about 3 hours of sleep last night. So,
Do you since you do occasional stand-up, do you have any shameless plugs on where you're going to be?
No, I'm not doing any shameless gigs lately. But no, I'm working on other projects at the moment. So
You're going to be in a con soon, though.
yes, I am. This weekend, I'll be at the Bay Area Pop X, Popular Culture Expo at the South San Francisco Convention Center. I'll be there with Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
Moff
Nice.
Gideon. He'll be there. I'll be there with my good friend Larry Thomas, known as the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld, and
Soup Nazi.
David
No
Accord.
soup for you.
I just quoted him on the show.
What's that?
I just quoted him on the show last week.
Oh, good. Yes.
No soup
No
for
soup
you.
for you.
I got a great story about Larry. I'll throw in here real quick. We were doing a show, a very strange convention. It was a nice show, nice people, but it was a show in Birch Run, Michigan, out near Flint, and it was called Hollywood Stars for Charity. So it was a charity event, but they had a kickboxing tournament and a cheerleading competition and a health and wellness fitness fair, and then this eclectic group of celebrities there. So it was me, it was Larry Thomas, it was Don Pedro Colley, who had been in Beneath the Planet of the Apes and was on Dukes of Hazzard, and Hank Garrett, and it was just a strange thing. But they did one night where if you paid a little extra, you could have dinner with the celebrity guests. And we're out at the restaurant, and the waitress comes around to take our orders, and she recognizes Larry right away, and she's all like, "Oh my gosh!" And forget everybody else at the table, but she was like, "Oh my gosh." And but she has to ask him the question of, do you want salad or soup? And he's looking at the menu, and she says, how about you, sir? Would you like the salad, or would you like the... She couldn't get the word out. Soup. And he goes, oh, I'll have the soup. Everybody at the table falls out laughing. And he's like, what? Oh, yeah, okay. I got it. Larry's wonderful. Larry is one of the most underrated actors in show business. He's brilliant, and I don't think he gets nearly enough credit. And if I could cast him in a role that would get him, high recognition everywhere for something other than No Soup for You, I would gladly do that because he's so good. He should be on Star Wars. He should be a character in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Serving
Bill.
soup like at a cantina.
Yes.
So this is where I'm going to end for the week, and the only reason is because we still have cars to give away.
That's right.
I did not realize
That you messed up last week?
Well, no, I messed up 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but I also didn't realize we do have more new people in the stream today. Is there anybody here that was invited by someone else so that they can get a chance to win Mickey and Minnie?
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
See?
Yeah, Phil. Yours wasn't as good. Oh
In
man.
fact, you also have another con coming, CreatureCon too.
Yes, I'm going to be at Sinister CreatureCon in Roseville on August 15th.
Oh,
and then if you're elsewhere in the country, I'm going to be at Fanboy Expo in Indianapolis in September. And also I'll be down in Escondido, California at the Fandom Invasion Convention in October, as well as, oh gosh, I got a bunch of other ones coming up. I'm going to be doing a show in Santa Fe, New Mexico also in October. So if you go to candrewnelson.com and go to the events page, you can find out everywhere that I'm going to be appearing. So come on out to the shows.
Graced with presence, and man, greatness on this show today.
I know, right?
I'm sweating over here.
Oh wow.
So
I don't know if anybody chimed in. Looks like Phoenix got 1, 2, 3 people on the chat today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's 3 extras for her today,
right?
Somehow, and I'm feeling really bad about this, I erased my tally.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Guess we have to start over.
No, so I know Diana had.
She had 3.
Oh, she had 3.
She had 3.
Thomas Wong had
3, I think.
No, he had 4.
4. That's right.
Phoenix. How many did you have before this?
I think I had like 2.
And then you got 3 today, so that's 5 total.
Okay.
Ray had 2.
Oh, I can't remember who, because we're missing him. Gonna go back through the chats here.
Everybody else who's watching this, just talk amongst yourselves. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. This makes for good TV.
While we're waiting, why don't you tell us a little bit about
you and I'll just talk, okay? Don't worry about them.
You me. They're not here.
Man.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Heroes of Extinction?
Yes.
Heroes of Extinction?
Oh yes, Heroes of Extinction. That's the project that I'm working on. It's a very cool project. It's a superhero audio drama, like an old radio show, but it's sort of the modern version of an old radio show.
What?
So when our greatest heroes have all been wiped out, who will step up to take their place? I'm the director for the project. I'm the co-producer along with the creator of the show, Jerry Cornell, and I'm the narrator for it. And it's a story about a guy named Gabriel Cohen, who is a superhero named True Strike. And Gabriel is he received his powers from an alien collective that he inherited from someone else that they had reached out to before. And he has been a superhero all his life since he was a teenager. And this alien collective gives him his superpowers. He has super strength, super speed. He can teleport. But now he's turning 50, and his powers aren't working quite right anymore because his body is changing because he's older. And the collective has told him that he must find his successor, someone pure of heart. But while this is going on, there has been a rash of mutants unleashed upon the city of Metro Heights that are killing and slaughtering people. And Gabriel is having to deal with that while he's not sure about whether his powers are going to work right, and try to find his replacement. And someone or some group of people are systematically taking out all the superheroes and the supervillains. And Gabriel's girlfriend, the woman that the love of his life, who is a scientist who may have been involved in all of this somehow, has been killed by one of these mutants. So he's trying to solve the mystery of her death, find out who's behind all of this, and grieving her loss and finding his own replacement. So it's a wonderful show. We've got a great cast of actors that you've seen or in other things or heard in other things, and some that you don't know about yet, but you're going to find out because they're brilliant people. In the cast, we've got Michael Gray, that a lot of people know as Billy Batson from the old Shazam TV series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's doing a voice for us. John Provost, who was Timmy on the old Lassie show, he's doing a voice for us.
Did Timmy fall down the well?
What?
Did Timmy fall down the well?
Yeah, well, we just lowered the microphone so we can record him. We've got Mary Gibbs, who was the voice of Boo in Monsters Incorporated back when she was 3 years old. She's playing the young woman that Gabriel finds as his replacement, and she's amazing. She's doing a great job. We've got Isaac Singleton Jr., who was on The Mandalorian and also in Galaxy Quest and Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. He's also currently the voice of Thanos for all the Disney Marvel animation and games.
Oh, nice.
He's doing a voice for us in this thing. Famed horror show host Mr. Lobo has done a voice for us. We've also got Eric Walker, who had been the star of the 2 Ewok TV movies, Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor. He's done a voice for us as well. And then we've got our regular cast of people that you may not have heard of yet, but they're fantastic. Peter Alden and Courtney Schaefer and so many more. But if you go to heroesofextinction.com, you can find out all about it. And I think they may even have the first episode up there for people to listen to.
What was that website one more time?
So we're working on the rest of the episodes right now. In fact, day after tomorrow, I have to record somebody. Where it's interesting because it started as a sort of a project during lockdown when we were all bored and didn't know what we were going to do, and it's turned into this incredibly good project. Our writer Samantha Albin has come up with this amazing story that just it just keeps peeling back the layers of the onion to find out a deeper and deeper story in all of this, and it's just really good. I'm very pleased to be working on it. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So Heroes of Extinction, go to heroesofextinction.com.
Is that in podcast form or is it only on the, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it's all audio. So you'll be able to find, I think it'll be available obviously through the Heroes of Extinction website, but also probably on places like Spotify and iTunes as well.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
yes. Or if you find us at a convention, we'll be, probably selling. Any of us will be selling the whole set of CDs. So you can get us to sign it for you.
Wait, do people still?
And
have
I'm the
CDs?
narrator for it. Also, my wife Veronica Loud is one of the voices too. So she does a great voice in it.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. And when I'm not doing that, I'm working on my my YouTube channel, Aquatasy.
Yes.
AQUATASY, all about fish tanks. Like
you have to tell people about Aquatasy. You have to tell them more about Aquatasy.
Okay, well, it's an interesting channel that I started by accident. Yes, Darth Vader has a channel on YouTube, and it's all about tropical fish because that's the hobby that keeps me from going bonkers. I said earlier that it's a crazy business and there's a lot of pressure, and I chill out by having fish tanks. So it's a sort of a humorous and cinematic look at the hobby of fish keeping. So it's sort of, I would say the tagline is it's a fresh look at the hobby of fish keeping from a humorous and cinematic perspective. So I take my sensibilities as a visual effects artist and animator and performer, and I apply that to both the hobby of fish keeping and also just the making of the videos. So I've got sassy back talking fish. They're horrible. You don't have to live with them. I do. Mercifully, they're being very quiet right now because they're angry at me. But some of the videos are teaching videos on how to on different things, and some of them are just more interesting stuff, human interest stuff, and then some are just straight up comedy videos that have to do with fish. So. But people can find that at youtube.com/Aquatasy, AQUATASY.
Are you always have some sort of project in the works, or do you find yourself in your industry with like a lot of downtime in between projects?
There is downtime in between, but I'm always trying to fill it with something.
Right.
I'm one of these people that it's funny because I hear people, especially among YouTubers, I hear this like oh, I'm always looking for ideas. I don't know what I need to make a video about or whatever. It's like, that is not my problem. That has never been my problem my entire life. I can't turn off the idea factory. Literally, there are times where I just can't get to sleep. Like last night, I can't get to sleep because the wheels are spinning and the ideas are churning. I'm always coming up with ideas for something. So I've got screenplays. I've got television shows. There's a animated series that I'm developing, and there's always something that I'm working on, because I can't turn it off. I wish I could sometimes. I really do. It's a good problem to have. It's funny because I know people who have the opposite of that problem, and they just they have no ideas, and it's like, I don't know how to live like that. It's like, but I always have to be doing something. I always have to be doing something creative. That was why, I don't even know how I lasted 4 years in accounting when I was working in accounting, because it's like, but then again, I was doing all kinds of crazy, silly stuff on the accounting job too. Just all sorts of strange things. But
I definitely I don't see you as an accountant at all.
No, I was an accounts payable clerk for 4 years. They tell me I was good at it. I don't remember. I learned it all mechanically and forgot it all as soon as I left. So.
No.
I will ask you, when you got into the field, what would you have to say to anyone that wants to do what you do? What was your best advice?
My best advice would be that you need to understand, first of all, that you are talented. Everybody has talent. Every single person on this planet has talent. The trick is, and that's something that you're born with. You don't learn talent. You can't teach talent. It's something you have. We all have it. But the trick is, you've got to learn what your talent is. Discover what your talent is. You have to be honest with yourself what your talent is. Don't mistake passion for talent, because that's not the same thing.
No.
You can watch shows like American Idol or something like that, and you'll see people on there who are very passionate but are not talented in that area.
Right.
So you have to be honest with yourself, and then you have to take your talent, discover it, and hone it, and then equip it for what it was intended for, so that you can go out there and use it. But then you also have to understand that you're going to knock on a lot of doors. You're going to get a lot of people saying no, but you will eventually get a yes. So you have to be persistent. Never give up, never surrender. You just really have to have that attitude.
Never surrender.
Because you're going to go a place and you're going to get a lot of people saying no, but eventually you'll get a yes. It may be a yes that leads to a yes that leads to where you wanted to go, or maybe a yes that takes you much further than you ever expected to. But part of that is also, you have to be ready for success. You have to be ready for opportunities.
Right.
They say that timing, good timing is being ready, being at the right place at the right time, which is not the case. It's actually being ready for any place to be the right place at any time, which means you got to get your stuff together. So, have a portfolio of your work ready that you can show to somebody at a moment's notice, or have a demo reel, or something that you can show to people, whether it's an acting demo reel, a voice demo reel, an art portfolio. Have it on your cell phone so that you can show it to people. Have a website, have it on YouTube or Vimeo or something. Have business cards. Be ready, because you never know. Opportunities are literally everywhere.
Have your own
Everywhere.
podcast.
I have gotten jobs standing in line at the grocery store and overhearing a conversation and saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm a visual effects artist," and it happens.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for it, and you have to be, you just have to be, tenacious and not give up. And be realistic, but not give up about it, and keep working at it. And also, if you want to do something for a living, you got to be around the people that actually do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not
100%.
saying that you have to get up and move, and like nowadays, you don't have to move to Los Angeles or New York if you want to be in the entertainment industry. Just all move to Atlanta. That's where.
Portland.
No, I'm just kidding. If you want to be in a Marvel movie, that's where you got to go. But the point is, nowadays, it's like, it doesn't really matter where you are, because the internet is the great equalizer, and it allows us to connect with everybody. And look at what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
That wouldn't have been possible a couple years ago. But if you want to do something for a living, you got to be around the people that do it. So if there's a convention near you, and there's somebody there that does what you want to do for a living, go to the convention, ask questions, pick their brain. If there's a lecture somewhere, go do that too. Go do the same thing. Be around those people. Network with maybe it's students at the local college, or a local group of filmmakers, or whatever it is that you want to be doing. Get around the people that do what you want to do, so that you can learn from them. So that iron sharpens iron. We all get better at what we want to do in life by being around the people that do it already, and ask questions, and never be afraid to ask a question. because I mean I hear this all the time. It's like people say, oh yeah, well, I didn't want to ask this question because I thought, well, everybody else has asked that question before this person. Well, that means everybody else got an answer and you didn't.
Right.
So you can't be afraid to ask that question, because if people like me or whoever go to a convention or something like that, they go there knowing that people are going to ask the same questions again over and over again, and so they're okay with that. So go ahead and ask, because most of the time they're going to be willing to help you and really answer your question.
That's like the greatest advice, man.
Yeah.
Like, you should tell that to like kids.
I do. I lecture at high schools and colleges, and
that's what I was thinking. Like high school age, that they need to hear that message.
Yeah, absolutely. But you need to hear that message at every age.
That's true.
And also, never think to yourself, I'm too old or I'm too young to do what I want to do.
I mean, that was my problem.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, for the longest time, my problem was, I feel like I'm too old to get into acting, and it's like, I don't know, talking to you especially. I've had conversations. I've had lengthy.
You're old as hell, Andrew.
No, but I mean, like, you telling me, like, we had a conversation a while back where you had to tell me, like, think of your favorite actors and they're acting now.
Yeah,
and a lot of these, like Harrison Ford didn't start until he was in his 40s, man. So it's like,
right.
you it's not too late for you to get into it.
No.
And of course, I want to get into voice acting, but I mean, like,
sure.
Even more reason for me to get into it, because I can play a 20-year-old in my 40s, so it's like,
right, exactly. And again, it's and age doesn't really matter too much when you're doing voice acting, although it does have some effect on it. On Heroes of Extinction, we have a wonderful actress. Her name is Fran Gauci, who is just fantastic. Right. And she was originally cast in the role that we cast Mary Gibbs in, and she was good, but the problem was, because she was older, she's about my age and everything, she didn't sound young enough to be a 20-year-old.
Right.
And if she brought her voice up to try to sound like that, she would start sounding cartoony. And that wasn't what we needed for the character. Right. And it was a purely mechanical thing, had nothing to do with her talent. But we gave her this other role instead, and she has blossomed in this role. And it's actually one of my favorite characters in the whole show now. And because she's just nailing it with that. So, but other than that, you can be anything as a voice actor, and it doesn't matter how you look; it just matters how you sound. And and I've looked, crazy in a recording studio doing stuff. It doesn't matter how you look while you're doing it either. Just whatever you need to do to get that voice. But yeah, and you can learn new tricks anywhere in life. And anybody who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks is hanging out with the wrong old dogs. And you look at somebody like Dick Van Dyke, who in his late 70s decided, I'm going to learn animation, and he taught himself how to use Lightwave on, which is not an easy software package. He taught himself to use Lightwave on the computer, and taught himself how to animate, and was good at it because he understood movement. He's a dancer and everything, and he understood animation because he'd been around enough of it. Yeah, and so you just have to. It also reminds me of something going back to my days in improv. Is the one rule with improvisational comedy is you don't say no. Whatever's thrown at you, you find a way to say yes.
Yes, and
you just roll with it. And if you see a show like Whose Line, they throw stuff at them all the time, and they have to just roll with it, But you have to kind of take that attitude with your career. You can't limit yourself and say, no, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that, or I'm not this much, I'm not good enough. Yeah, those are killers. You'll never be happy if you do that to yourself.
Yeah, we were talking on the show on this last recording of the show about how Phil Lamar and just kind of like the versatility of the roles that he played. Yeah. He plays a Japanese samurai.
Yeah,
and it's like he wouldn't be able to play that live action, obviously. I mean,
right?
But I mean, he talks about.
And I love Phil. Phil's a friend. He's a great guy.
Yeah, but just like Phil Lamar talks in many interviews about like there are characters that he would never be able to play in live action that he can do with voice acting. Absolutely, me too. I mean, there are characters I play. I played a Japanese character for a game from Koei, and it's like for Mystic Heroes, and I would never have been able to do that.
and I played, I played strange aliens and weird creatures. I voiced an octopus, and it's like, I'm not going to do that in live action, but yeah, it's true. You get to play roles that you would never play otherwise, which is wonderful.
And I think it has something to do with what's that syndrome they talk about where you have kind of a self-doubt?
Imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Syndrome.
Yeah, because I mean, I walked away from film. I went to film school. In fact, I had a couple Lucas sound people teach me. And it was I was always excited every day, but recently I've been like, am I too old to go back to film?
No.
Which, no. There's, you kind of wonder.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's all about talent. It's about talent and discipline. And that's really what it is.
Well,
and if they see that in you, I think the only places where age comes into play is if you're acting on camera, because obviously you got to look the part. That's a big difference there. But if it's anything in post-production behind the scenes, the only time when age may matter is when they think if you're older, they might not be able to afford you because they think that you might, be a seasoned professional or something. And that's the only thing I've seen, but that is rare. So
blow the budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're starting to come up on time here on that. So
wow, this flew by fast.
I know, right? We are going to give away a couple of cars here. So the car in question right there is a McLaren Elva.
We give away McLarens here.
Yeah. So I'm actually giving away 3.
Because you forgot last week?
Because I forgot last week because I forgot 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Because we were off last week. Obviously, if you guys weren't following, we were off last week because I had a dental emergency and I couldn't do the show last week. And
are we okay now?
No, I'm fine now. But I mean, I had to get a root canal. So I mean, But I do have 3 of these cars that I'm giving away here. So let me go ahead and bring the screen back up there right here. And we're going to go ahead and roll this.
Oh, put me on, Phil, please.
You can't.
I can't?
No, you're hosting the show.
Fine,
you can't put yourself in there.
We've done it before.
She's using her Jedi mind tricks on you, and it's not working.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, Squints is on there, so I'll
All right. You guys are cheating. Sorry to everybody that's listening.
Yeah, no, right.
And I mean, yeah, that was some of the most.
If you win, Phoenix, you have to throw it over your shoulder like a bouquet at a reception, okay?
or like a lightsaber at a Luke.
There you
go. And I got to say, while you're doing your thing, Phil, that was probably some of the most motivational advice that you could have given anybody, Andrew. We thank you for that because a lot of people need to hear that. A lot of us go through our day-to-day motions every day. Mm-hmm. I love my career. I really do. But there's, you get into those ruts where you're like, is this what I want to do? Is this, people always have those self-doubts and they do get the, I'm too old to try something different. And that really is some of the best advice you could have given.
Sorry, dude.
That's cool.
It's loud. Thomas Wong wins again. I think this is the 3rd time he's won.
3rd time. Yeah.
Wow.
I was going to say.
Thomas Wong.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Is the winningest winner of winning Legos because he won the initial one. But here we go. Go to the next one here. No shit.
Yo. Congratulations,
I'm sorry, I forgot to remove his name there. There we go. All right.
And last one.
Last one.
When I'm gonna die.
No.
Oh no!
Throw it over your shoulder.
How is it even possible? Wait a minute. It didn't remove Thomas. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now I got to spin it again because he's not there.
All right, I got to spin it again. I'm sorry.
All right.
You got to hit reset wheel, don't you?
No, reset wheel gets rid of everything. Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Hey. Congratulations, Greg.
Greg.
Oh man.
Squint won something.
Oh my god.
So,
Yay!
so Thomas won again after 5,000 times. My
Thomas, you're gonna have to drop the G off the end of your name. You're just gonna be Thomas 1.
Thomas won. Thomas always won.
Oh.
But Thomas won. Squints. I have your address already, right? Because you bought a shirt. So,
Not yet.
not yet.
Yeah, going to.
I have your shirt though, right? I mean, not your shirt. I have your address though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I should. If not, I'll get with you on that. But Gino, I gotta send you one. Unless Phoenix, do you want me to give it to you?
I can deliver it. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I can send it to him, but if you want to give it to him, it's up to you.
It's all rigged. It's all rigged.
I wanted one of the YouTubers to win this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Because
should have just put them in there then.
just the YouTubers, but I mean, like other people entered, so I mean, I can't just.
True.
The same people winning every week. We need an inquiry. I'm calling the Senate.
Because they show up.
We're going up against Congress here.
I am the Senate.
This is how
They show up
democracy
to
dies.
screens.
Under roar of applause.
And it almost
One spin at a time.
it almost does feel like it's rigged because it was RNG. That was random number generator. So it's like there's no way for me to pick or favorite anything on that.
Oh my god. Terrible.
Well, before the spin, let me just say, I'm happy. I'm glad to give that advice out. I mean, it's just stuff I've learned over the years from being in the business, and I would be remiss if I didn't pass it along to people. And yeah, you have to stay encouraged. Also, it means you also have to stay. You have to also understand that when you get your dream job, there are going to be times where your dream job is a bit of a nightmare, and you just have to press through that.
Absolutely, you're right. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, kiddos.
No, not until we get it all put in post.
Right. Bird, I'm giving away the Mickey and Minnie next week.
All right.
The hassle is the hustle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Bird, do you have any friends that came up on stream? Can I give you an entry or what? Right now, it's just Diana, Thomas Wong, Phoenix, and Ray.
For the entry to win the. And when are you giving that away?
Next week. So next week, the Mickey and Winnie. Yeah, Mickey and Minnie. Right there.
Next week, the big giveaway of the creepy looking Minnie and Mickeys. Those things are scary looking, dude.
Next time on the Lego Bracket Show.
Yes.
We finished Darth Vader without Darth Vader.
I hope you come back to this stream again soon.
I would love to.
Yeah.
We would love to have you on. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely would, man. Anytime you want to come on, we do this every Monday, 6 to 8. So
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back next Tuesday.
There you go.
yeah,
Anytime.
we won't be here. So
It'll be just me then.
exactly.
No, this is a lot of fun, and so I'll be glad to come back.
Oh, yeah. James is asking, is there a preferred Funko Pop? Because we've actually been debating this. Because I've said, I want him to sign my, wrong one. I want him to sign my Funko Pop eventually.
Oh.
And we're like, is there a perfect Funko Pop to get him to sign?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of interesting Funko Pops out there. I actually signed my first Luke Skywalker Funko Pop.
Really?
Yeah, at a Comic-Con recently, and somebody brought a Luke in his like his X-wing pilot outfit Funko Pop, which is what I voiced. So
Awesome.
that was cool.
So it, like people kind of show that they realize you're more than Vader, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll
That's
always
fine.
be Vader to me.
I know people love Star Wars, and I'm glad to have been a part of it, and I love to share that with people. So,
Well, we're glad to have you nerd with us. Definitely.
I'm happy to be nerding with you.
All right. Well, guys, we're gonna say thank you to Lord Vader here.
There we go. Don't play too much of those.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Disney will get us.
All right, that's all we can do right there.
That's it.
15 seconds.
There we go. Emergency.
And
Vader's
if people want to find me, they can go to candrwnelson.com. They can find me on Facebook, C. Andrew Nelson on Facebook. I think I'm the only C. Andrew Nelson on Facebook. They can find me on Instagram as C. Andrew Nelson, or they can find me on YouTube as Aquadacy. Thank you.
Well, guys, I want to give a big thank you to C. Andrew Nelson. I want to give a big thank you to Squints too for coming on the show with us this week. Phoenix, thank you. I mean, Aaron, I thank you for being in my life in general. So,
well, I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah. Do we want to give away his first name? I mean, are people going to find you if we give away Andrew's first name?
No,
I don't have a first name. I'm just the third choice on a multiple choice quiz.
There you go.
Exactly.
Is that your final?
I'm just C. Andrew Nelson. That's all.
Yeah.
No, it's just. Is that your final answer? That's the question.
That is my final answer.
That is the final answer. Yeah.
C is the final answer. That was bad. That was bad.
Was LeVar Burton here?
Did he actually get the? Did he get the show?
He got the host.
Man, I wanted Ken Jennings.
He's the permanent host. If they're not going to give the job to Ken Jennings, it needs to be him.
Ken Jennings. He needs to be it. Like, man, Ken.
Yeah, I would vote for Ken Jennings.
Absolutely, he killed it.
I mean, but Reading Rainbow, come on.
Yeah.
Take a look. It's in a book. I'm done.
And the cinematographer of Reading Rainbow was Dean Pariseau, who was the director of Galaxy Quest.
Nice.
It is a small world. When it comes to film, it is a small world.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've had a lot of fun. Again, we will be on here next week, finishing Vader, giving away the creepy Mickey and Minnie's, and giving away another car. So until next time, same bat channel, same bat time, distancenerding.com, Distance Nerding on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at Distance Nerding. See you guys all next week.
You guys have a good night.
Distance Nerding.